Hi, my name is Richard. I'm addressing the pamphlet that was given out regarding the steps that are to be taken from the instant that you take a wound to your arm or your leg. In this example today, I'm going to be using the forearm, which would probably be the hardest to get to in your case when you're hunting, harvesting, moving through the jungle, whatever it is. And so, in the first phase of it, I've noted that you need to make sure that you stop the bleeding and then make sure that you keep it clean while you head to the nearest health center. And so I'm going to be providing a PSA on that, on how to wrap it accordingly and keep it clean before you head to the health center so that they can take care of it and make sure that it's clean. And so upon receiving the cut, let's say that it is a forearm here, you'll be receiving a lot of bleeding, and you need to make sure that that is taken care of first. Before you pay mind to how clean it is or anything, you need to make sure that bleeding stops. And so, with the example of a shirt, I'm going to make some incisions to make a small line that will be usable to stop the bleeding. Along with this string that I've made, you want to make a thicker but smaller piece to put just above your wound. By the way, you're going to want to stop the bleeding above the wound because venous return is going back to your heart, which travels up your arm. You'll always want to stop the bleeding above the wound. And so if the wound is on your forearm here, you can place that there, and you're going to take this line here, take a small bit like this, and you're going to make a loop and do an overhand knot like this, and stick the loop back through the original hole that you've made and pull it through so that you have another loop here. You want to insert your line through that loop and over the wound, over top of where your secondary dressing is, and pull that closed. Now what's going to stop the bleeding is taking this line and pulling it against the knot that you made. You want to keep going that way until there's no more resistance and you're able to pull it over the line a few times and then tuck it under the line that you've made. Because you've made it tight, that's obviously going to be a little difficult. This is going to stop the bleeding for the meantime. And so now that you have the bleeding stopped here, you can take the cleanest part of your shirt and just cover it for further debris when you're heading back into town. You do not want to clean the wound in a stream or any nearby water source. That is only going to contaminate the wound and make it worse. The cleaning supplies that we have at the care facility are going to be treated boiled water that will not be boiled when you get there, but will be sterilized so that they can clean the wound that you've received. And then the stitching and the needling supplies will have been crafted and aseptically cleaned beforehand to be able to stitch the wound back into place. Your job is to get from point A to point B without letting yourself bleed out. And so now that you've created a way to stop the bleeding, you may head to the nearest health center in town that we've provided, and they will provide the rest. If you're interested in further material as to how we create the twine or shape the needling, you may speak with us at the town center while we're there, and we can give you the whole process. We have staff that are now trained, that will be trained to take care of all of the proceduring for crafting the twine and the suturing material. Thank you.